Beginning this week's broadcast, and farming out in western Nebraska can be difficult when there's not a lot of water to go around. While fallow has been a solution to the problem in the past, researchers are now looking into using other crops to conserve water and help boost wheat profitability. Here's Market Journal's Mattie McIntosh.
Over the years, many dryland farmers in western Nebraska have sought to improve their water conservation practice by switching from conventional tillage fallow to no-till chem fallow. This past year, Nebraska Extension educator Strahinja Stepanovich started a research project looking into alternatives for fallow in order to further improve water balance and profitability.
So dryland agriculture in western part of Nebraska, when I say western part of Nebraska, I mean west of North Platte, has been gradually changing towards abandoning fallow acres. Now there's several reasons for that. One of the major ones, there's certainly certain weeds started developing resistance to herbicides, so maintaining that fallow weed-free has been associated with increased expenses of spraying. And then also a lot of guys switch to summer tilling, and that's not always good because then you destroy the soil aggregates and you don't save as much water for the next crop. So what are the alternatives? Switching to continuous cropping systems, a lot of guys actually switch to continuous corn. And but there's, again, a number of farmers that wanted to keep that rotation in place. So they actually decided to keep that, instead of fallow, do short season crops. So 5 years ago, the field pea started picking up. 2 years ago, chickpeas started picking up. And every once in a while, we'll see dryland soybeans in certain places as well. So the objective of this study is actually to look at how the field peas, chickpeas, and soybeans compare to fallow in terms of water balance and effects on next year's wheat yield and wheat protein content, and kind of made that comparison.
Upon completion of the first round of the project, there were clear results between the field pea, chickpea, soybean, and fallow sections of the test plot.
When you think about crop water use efficiency, how much bushel did that crop actually produce for the amount of water it used, the soybeans was very inefficient. And the soybean produced 18 bushels and took about 18 inches of water. So that's very, very inefficient, and it's harvesting in October, so you're not gonna have as much chances to get the wheat planted. Field peas and chickpeas are really a little bit better. They had about 30 bushels of yield, and they used about 10 inches of water. So they were a little bit more water use efficient. And another beneficial things with chickpeas or field peas is that they're going to be harvested earlier, so you're going to let a little bit of time out there for that groundwater, for that soil moisture profile to replenish. Now that doesn't usually happen as often, with August, dry August that we typically have, but you at least give yourself a chance.
While the water balance methods from this project can be used across the state, there are key differences when applying the method in eastern Nebraska.
In eastern Nebraska, it would be a little bit different story. They don't do fallow in dryland. They have so much rain. Our annual rainfall in western Nebraska is like 18, and where I'm at is southwest Nebraska. As you go panhandle, it's even less. But out here, if you're able, like we were this morning in a field, and we looked at peas that are already 6 inches tall, and the soybeans that just started cracking up, and having that ground cover early on and a crop growing with all this moisture we have, they're going to use that moisture and they're going to turn it into a yield. And if you're going to have an opportunity out there to harvest that early July, then there's another opportunity of 3 to 4 months to take advantage of that growing season when it's really nice and hot to plant double crops such as forages, forage sorghum, proso millet, sunflower, short season soybean, short season corn, grain sorghum, and we actually had the really good results from our first year, and I would encourage farmers from eastern Nebraska to look at how this double cropping system works here.
Strahinja says he's excited to see how wheat will be affected in the coming years of the project. Reporting for Market Journal, I'm Mattie McIntosh.